What's up, guys? This is Andrew Smersek with Combat Art Training. Today we are going to be continuing our fundamentals playlist by talking about follow through. If you have not already watched the other videos in the fundamentals playlist, go watch those. We got grip, sight picture, sight alignment, and trigger control. Now follow through. So where we start putting the pieces together. If you haven't watched those videos already, this will not make as much sense because we're going to be breezing through those subject matters. Now, new shooters don't know what the hell follow through is. Guys who've been shooting a long time, but they don't actually research this stuff. They don't go to training classes. They don't shoot with people who take it seriously. You guys like to mag dump, shit like that. They don't know what this is. Even guys who have been shooting for a long time, they've heard what it is. I've had it explained to them, but they haven't really fully applied it because it didn't have significance to them. They don't really get it either. Now, I'm going to explain it to you the way I wish it were explained to me. We're going to add to it. We're going to break it down into a process. So think about it like this. If you're shooting at this target, right, and your group is totally random, that's probably because you're not using follow through. You're probably looking at the target at the last second and your gun is coming off the target. So what's happening is this. Now this is just an airsoft gun. I'm going to hold down the slide lock lever so it cycles. There's no BBs flying out. Stop freaking out. But, alright, they get their sights, they put their finger on the trigger, they get their sights again, and then they're waiting, they're trying to make it perfect, and hey, let's say they do a really, really, really great trigger press, but this is what it ends up looking like. Alright, because they're looking at the target the last second. They think they're looking at it after they break their shot. They're trying to see where they hit. James Yeager says, you know, if you look for your hits, you'll only see misses. This is totally true. Totally true. All right. So they're coming off the target before the shot breaks or while the shot is breaking. That moves their gun off the target because they shift their focus from their sights to the target. It moves the gun. Keep in mind, too, the only true fundamental, right, to making accurate shots is keep the gun still while you press the trigger. All right. Follow through is a technique you need to adopt to be able to do that better and have more follow-up shots. All right. Now, generally, follow through will be defined a couple different ways. We'll talk about two of them. The first way is follow through is that you are applying the fundamentals before, during, and after every shot. So this is true, okay? But keep in mind too, to make an accurate shot, we just have to keep the gun still while we press the trigger. All right, so don't get too worried about any of this stuff. But you're gonna have a better understanding. So before, during, and after every shot, you should have a good grip. You should be maintaining trigger control and your sight alignment, sight picture. All right, now another way people will define follow through is that for every one shot, you have two sight pictures. So if we're firing one shot, it's gonna look like this. We get our sights, we fire the shot, then we get our sights again. If we are firing three shots, it will look like this. We get our sights, we fire our first shot. We get our sights, we fire our second shot. We get our sights, we fire our third shot, and we get our sights again. All right? This is true, but we're gonna add to it a little bit, okay? And granted, lots of people explain this different ways. The definition of follow through has actually kind of changed over the years too. But this is a video I wish I had when I was learning how to shoot. Now, the process. When we talk about this, we are starting this process at the wall. Again, watch the trigger control video so you know what I'm talking about. Basically, the wall is right there. Because if you line up your sights and then put your finger on the trigger after everything's perfect, it disturbs it. You have to start over. So as long as everything is safe, watch a firearm safety video. Please, I wish that was my most viewed video. But as long as everything's safe, put your finger on the trigger and go to the wall. Then we are finding our sights, our sight picture, sight alignment. So think about it like this. Now this is drawn a little bit goofy for right now, but you'll see why in a second. Sights, press, bang, gun fires, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights. That's the process, okay? If you use that process, things will be easier. If you deviate from that process, do it in a different order, things are gonna be fucked up. Like, basically, you want the trigger reset, you want it to be back at the wall before you worry about your sights. Because until you're at the wall again, until you're ready for that shot, it doesn't really matter where your sights are, because they're gonna get disturbed again once you go to the wall. So, looking at the graph I made, all right? Sights, reset, / wall, press, bang, gun firing, okay? So we're gonna start at the wall, all right? Then we find our sights, and then we begin to press. Now this process is fast, all right? The press is gonna take a little bit more time, because we're gonna use a little bit more care with that. Now, there's a lot of variables that go into it: distance of the target, size of the target, you know, the type of trigger, all that. But just stay with me, keep it simple. We're talking about one target, and we're trying to keep this basic. Just think about this process. We're at the wall. Immediately we find our sights. Immediately we begin to the trigger press as soon as we have our sights. Then we press, bang, reset immediately, find our sights immediately, start the press immediately once we're back at the wall and we found our sights, right? Press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights. We end where we've reset the trigger and we have the sights again. Let's go back through it again. We're at the wall, we find our sights, then we begin our press very quickly. Wall, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights. And then we stay right there. Before we put our gun away, we're always ready for another shot. That's the thing to remember. You're always ready for another shot immediately following the previous shot. So, if we're going through that process, this is what it looks like. All right? Again, as soon as we know everything's safe, we can put our finger on the trigger and go to the wall. Then we find our sights. Sight picture, sight alignment. Press, bang, reset, sights. Press, bang, reset, sights. If you get good at this process, you'll be able to reset the trigger much faster, okay? And that's something you want to get better at, and we'll do a whole video on that alone, but go watch the trigger control video. So, we're always ready for another shot. We go out, fingers on the trigger at the wall, now we find our sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, okay? Now, that's a process, okay? That's a process. Sights, bang, excuse me, I'm fucking it up. Sights, press, bang, reset, sights, press, bang, reset, sights, okay? Now, depending on the size of your gun, you know, the type of trigger you got, how easily you can manage a recoil, that sight picture should be continuous. So instead of worrying about sights in there, you're more just worried about the trigger, all right? So, I mean, if you're shooting a Desert Eagle, that gun has to settle back down before you can get your sights again. But if you're shooting like a 9 mil, and it's a gun that's easier to control, like, granted, smaller 9 mils are a little bit harder to control, but like a Glock 19 for a full-grown man, generally very easy to control, and we can kind of just maintain sight picture and sight alignment through the whole process of firing, okay? So instead of waiting for those sights to settle back down, realigning them and making sure we're focused on the front sight, we're just kind of doing that the whole time. Again, go watch the sight picture, sight alignment video, because we go into very good detail in that video. But instead of the gun cycling like that, basically we want to get to the point where we're just focusing on that front sight and watching it go back and forth as we shoot. And notice, while I'm doing that, I'm resetting that trigger immediately, okay? Always being ready for another shot. So that's follow through, okay? We're applying the fundamentals before, during, and after every shot. We're maintaining that super tight grip. That will allow you to just watch those sights move as you press the trigger. And yeah, I know I'm using an airsoft gun that has no recoil right now. This is true with a real gun. Watch the drill from Carry Pistol 2, where basically as soon as those sights are somewhere decent on the target, I'm breaking that shot again. Okay, but hey, that's follow through, guys. You're ready for another shot immediately after your shot breaks. Okay, so it takes a lot of focus, but once you get it, you get it, and then you can speed up that process. Sights, press, bang, reset sights. You can speed up that process, condense it down. It's something that's going to make you a faster, more accurate shooter. All right, now, again, if you're fucking up that process, this is what it looks like. You'll go on the target, you get your sights perfect, okay? Then you put your finger on the trigger, then you get your sights perfect again, and then you start pressing. Oh, they're not good enough. Oh, all right, get your sights again. Now you start pressing up. All right, the sights, and then reset. It's kind of hard for me to do, but it will look more like this. Sights, finger, sights, wall, sights, press, sights. Fuck, I can't even do it. Hang on. Sights, finger, wall, sights, press, sights, reset, sights, press, sights again, not good enough. Sights, reset. Yeah. Anyways, when you get good at it, because you kind of see I'm still resetting fast, it should just be immediate reset. Notice we don't hear the click. That quick, all right? If you get good at that process, it'll feel more like this. All right? So, that's a lot of information. Go watch this video again. Go watch the rest of the fundamentals playlist. We're going to be doing more videos. Another one I want to do is stop trying to take your time on the shots, because that makes you miss. But thank you for watching. If you got something out of this video and the fundamentals playlist and the other videos we put out, please consider training with us. Also take a look at the gear we're selling. We got rifle slings, we got trauma kits, we got wallets, pocket mag carriers, t-shirts where Shaq Guevara's getting his head blown off. Like, check that stuff out. Thank you guys for watching. Keep fighting communism.